Welcome to my channel. I'm Gary Wiriawan, and today I want to share an update of my iPad guitar rig. Let's go! Before we continue with today's video, if you are a current subscriber of my channel, welcome back. I hope that you will enjoy today's video, and thank you always for your support for my channel. And if you are a new viewer of my channel, also welcome. I hope that you will enjoy today's video. In this channel, I will talk about photography, video, filmmaking, camera, lenses, Micro Four Thirds, also about music, guitar, home recording, rock, metal, that kind of stuff. So if you are into those kind of things, please consider subscribing to my channel. And now let's continue with today's video. So a few years ago, I made a video about my iPad guitar rig that I use to play guitar live. And today I want to share an update of that video of the iPad guitar rig. Do I still use this iPad guitar rig? And if I still do use it, then what are some changes that I have today when compared to that video? So the answer to the first question, do I still use this iPad guitar rig? The answer is yes. I still use this iPad guitar rig a lot, especially for practice at home. I don't really use it live anymore because I haven't been playing live during this pandemic situation, as you might already know. However, at home, I still use and enjoy this iPad guitar rig. Having an iPad guitar rig is very beneficial for me. First and foremost, without the guitar rig, I already use an iPad a lot. This is both my working device and my multimedia device. I watch YouTube videos, I watch Netflix here on this iPad right here. And also I do a little bit of work. I do note taking with this iPad and also some email checking with this iPad. So I already use the iPad a lot. So it only makes sense to me to put my guitar rig into an iPad and just use this for everything. This is so easy and convenient for me. And also, because this is a software-based kind of rig, I can just get very flexible with my tone choices. I can just download new pedals for just a couple of bucks, and it's pretty cheap and economical rather than buying a whole new guitar rig with real pedals and real amplifiers and cabinets and microphones is just too expensive for me. This is very cheap and economical, and I can get a very flexible kind of tones, anything from clean sound to high gain sound to overdrive distortion kind of sound, from rock, metal, jazz, funk. I can just get everything with an iPad guitar rig. Speaking of the softwares, I'm still using the same softwares as I used to. I use Bias FX2 Mobile, which is the upgraded version of Bias FX Mobile, as well as Bias M2 Mobile for the iPad. Bias FX2 Mobile has been really great to get flexible kinds of effects on my iPad guitar rig. Anything from overdrive to chorus to delay to reverb, anything that I need to enhance my tone, I can have it here, and I can build my own custom signal chain. I can put the pedal boards in my order, so it's very flexible and it's very versatile as well. And also Bias M is very useful to nail the tone, to recreate the M sound that I want, something like clean sound or high gain sound, something that emulates Fender clean sound or Marshall overdrive kind of sound, or even Mesa Boogie high gain, or even EVH 5150, something like that. Now on to the next question. What's changed from the newer iPad rig that I have right now when compared to the older iPad rig on my 2019 video? And the answer is only the iPad. I upgraded to this iPad mini 2019, or it's called iPad mini 5. This is not the latest or the newest iPad mini from 2021. This is the older generation, but it still works fine. So previously I used iPad Air 2, now it's the iPad mini 2019. This is still using the lightning cable, so I don't have to upgrade my cables to USB-C, and everything else on my rig is still the same. I still use the iRig Pro Duo, I still use the power bridge to power my iPad and to power the iRig Pro Duo as well, and I still use this whole bunch of different adapters and cables and whatnot. And also I still use the iRig Blue board right here as my foot controller as well. So back to the softwares, you might notice that I'm still using Bias FX2 Mobile and Bias M2. I'm not getting paid by Positive Grid, I'm not sponsored by them. We collaborated once, but that's about it. And I don't use this because this is the best sounding or the most versatile or whatever. Right now, this is just what works for me. And in the future, if there's a better software that I can use to produce better tones or to have a greater flexibility, I might switch to that software. But right now, on the foreseeable future for my iPad guitar rig, I'm still going to use both Bias FX2 Mobile and Bias M2 for the iPad. The sound that you're getting from Bias FX2 Mobile and Bias M2 might not be the best in the industry right now. There might be better solutions when it comes to better tones, like the things from the Fractal Audio or from the Neural DSP. They can give you better tones. But for me personally, this has been working really well. And if something works really well, I'm very hesitant to change it. So in the foreseeable future, I will still use Bias FX2 Mobile and Bias M2 for iPad. However, in the future, I might also want to experiment a little bit with custom IR on Bias M2 in the iPad so that I can get better cabinet response so that it can sound more realistic and suits my needs better. Now the next question, is it still worth it to have an iPad guitar rig in 2022? Well, the answer really depends. If you already have an iPad, then yes, I think it's worth it. Rather than buying a whole new pedal board setup with real pedals or a new amplifier and cabinets and microphones. If you're just jamming around, if you're just playing live occasionally, if you want to have a practice rig, then I think the iPad guitar rig is a good solution for you. It's more cost efficient rather than just buying the real stuff. However, if you don't already have an iPad, then yeah, maybe you can go to the real pedal board solution rather than just buying a new iPad specifically just for your guitar rig. I think it's more flexible that way, and you can learn so much more stuff with the real pedals and amp and cabinets anyway. For me, as I mentioned earlier, since I already have an iPad anyway, and since I'm already using my iPad for work and for entertainment, having my guitar rig built into the iPad and just have the iPad as a single solution for all of my needs for work, for travel, for entertainment, and for my guitar rig for practice and live just makes a lot of sense for me. So before I end the video, I just want to show you very quickly the iPad rig once again. So this is the iPad mini with Bias FX2 Mobile and Bias Amp. And this is the iRig Pro Duo as my interface. And this is the iRig Power Bridge to power the iPad and also to transfer data to the iRig Pro Duo. And then here's a whole bunch of different kinds of adapters. And then also here's my iRig Blue board that I use as my foot controller. If you want to learn more about how to set up this iPad guitar rig, I have a video from a few years ago. It's still relevant until today. You can check it out on the card above. And that wraps up today's video. So that is all for today's video. I hope that this video has been useful for you. If you have any question about my iPad guitar rig, please write down in the comment below and I will try my best to answer all of them. Also, don't forget to support my small channel by liking this video, sharing this video and subscribing to my channel down below. It will really help me a ton to motivate me to keep making these videos for you. So that is all. Thank you and goodbye.